Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and all of the sickos that surround them now essentially controlling our entire country and really delighting in the fact that Nazism has never been more popular than it is today, it would seem. I guess maybe... No, I'd say it's more popular now than it was even during Nazi Germany in America. It's a very weird time. It's a very violent and scary time as well. And the worst of the worst in our society have never felt more empowered to be openly hateful and violent than they have right now. When they are right now. And about 4 or 5 days ago, there was a really big, well, for Nazis, this is considered really big, Nazi protest at a overpass in Cincinnati, where you might have seen this on social media. A bunch of Nazis were hanging banners with, just a bunch of white supremacist rhetoric and hateful speech and whatnot, forcing everybody driving by to see it. And it was very cringe. I saw that on social media, but I did not know what ended up coming from it. For those that do not know, there is a happy ending to this story. There is a sort of fulfillment here, though I need to start out by saying, do not use Tariq Nasheed as a source. Has it been that long that people don't know who he is? Has it been that long that people don't know who Tariq Nasheed is now? IDK who he is? He is, for one, very anti-Semitic. He does not like the Jews, and he very much does not like the gays, because he believes, and this is his words, that gay white men are corrupting the masculinity and strength of black men by trying to turn them gay, and that gayness is a white construct used by the oppressor to enslave black men. So there's that, and he also made a movie, Buck Breaking. You might have heard about this when it came out. But yes, the chains are LGBT rainbows. It's basically like racist, homophobic, gray, 50 Shades of Grey. Do you see what I mean now when I say, God, the left really needs to get, like, fundamentally to form, like, an actual community? Because the fact that Adam Mockler is using this guy as a source, because, let's be honest, he probably doesn't even know better, goes to show how bad, especially in any level of long-term, because that movie came out and was, like, the talk of the town on Twitter, like, 3 years ago. The fact that people forgot what this guy's whole deal is, how racist and homophobic and extremely sexist. Oh my God, does this guy hate women? Oh my God, does this guy hate women? Explains why he's got over 100,000 likes on this. This guy is genuinely one of the most unhinged people on the internet. It is very unfortunate people don't know what this guy's up to, because it's been 3 years, everyone's forgotten. There's no, like, community online to keep people reminded of what's going on. Yeah, Dylan Burns did a really good takedown of the movie, Buck Breaking. He watched it and did a really good, really funny react to it. Yeah, Dylan, and your movie sucks. Yeah.
A group of neo-Nazis tried to have a march in Cincinnati, and the foundational Black American community pulled up in droves and ran them off the block. The white supremacist...
Yeah, ironically, one of the first people to ever inform me how crazy Tariq Nasheed is Chris Raygun, back when I was an anti-SJW as well, Frutterbug. And as through my entire political journey, there's never been a point where I was like, oh, maybe I treated Tariq Nasheed too harshly. He hates white people too much for you to like him if you're a conservative, hates women and gay people too much to like him if you're a progressive, hates Jews too much to like him if you're a Zionist, hates, it's just like, yeah, hates black women too much to like him even if you're really into civil rights and black liberation. He probably keeps the mask on a lot these days, to be fair.
Supremacists had their flags taken and burned, and the community found their vehicles and smashed them up. We've got a few more clips to play.
We got these punk ass Nazis out here, y'all.
I love it. I love this story in particular because you get to watch the good guys come out on top and you get to watch neo-Nazis.
You got to keep in mind, these are people who, especially nowadays, going into the future, the Nazi movement is going to be one primarily built online and from very socially isolated, locked inside, non-confrontational outside of the internet people. Them masking up and waving a flag over an overpass is the most confrontational in real life as they're really willing to get. If you come up there and start threatening to throw hands or even just standing there and staring them down, a lot of them get nervous about it. They wear masks for a reason. They were doing this outside of Disney World for a while, where they would wave swastika flags outside the entrance to Disney World on the public sidewalk because the cops couldn't remove them because they were legally allowed to protest there. They're also on a public sidewalk here. And so the thing that you should do is just go there and, like, watch them with a camera on them until they drop their mask and take a drink of water or get sunstroke from not drinking water. They are terrified of being seen by the world and getting their beautiful, lovely, valuable anonymity they thrive so much on, like, destroyed. These people thrive on anonymity. Remember how much libs of TikTok melted down and tried to bring the whole internet down with her, freaking out over getting doxxed? She was mad that as the most influential political figure on Twitter, her identity was known and she couldn't be anonymous.
Run off with their tail tucked between their legs, and it's all on camera. I can scrub through this video right now, but you see these neo-Nazis. They say something in this clip like, "We're not cowards, we're not scared," and then we have multiple angles of the residents of a local black community coming up, confronting the neo-Nazis, burning their flags, slashing their tires, all absolutely justified, by the way, and we have a few different angles of it. Now, I want to play these videos and break down the situation, but I do have to warn you, the language is absolutely wild. The neo-Nazis use a lot of racial slurs, a lot. They speak exactly like fucking neo-Nazis, so let's dig in. There's obviously upsetting language, but make sure you drop a like and subscribe. And before we play this first clip, I just want to run you guys down exactly what happened. So the residents of a historic black community near Cincinnati confront white supremacist
YouTube doesn't care about slurs.
Demonstrators months after a neo-Nazi march. And I wasn't joking. We have about 5 to 6 different angles of this happening, all really interesting, and even some Facebook live streams that we're going to go through, but we'll get to that. Local residents confronted and drove off neo-Nazi demonstrators waving large swastika emblazoned flags along a highway overpass on Friday between Lincoln Heights and Evandale, Ohio, home to a historically black community that has endured a long history of racism. White nationalist groups in Ohio have recently grown increasingly brazen in expressing hateful rhetoric and racist ideologies. Last November,
I wonder why.
Hate Club, a newly...
I wonder why. Isn't it interesting how we have to do all this ball washing for Trump, the media does, about how it's like, no, Trump's okay, Trump's not crazy. Elon didn't see Kyle. But all of a sudden, all the Nazi groups, all the far right, all the people that wear skull masks and chant, like, white supremacy shit, all those people are celebrating and ramping up their violence after Trump's election. But no, Trump is not a Nazi. The Nazis don't support him. He's not racist. Elon didn't see Kyle. It's the worst timeline. It's the worst timeline.
Formed white supremacist organization. Their name is just Hate Club. Why is that so on the nose? Paraded through a Columbus neighborhood, waving a swastika flag and shouting racial slurs. And I've read a lot of articles on this show talking about how militias, right-wing militias, will likely see a renaissance during the second Trump term for a few reasons. Number one, they feel uniquely emboldened after taking an electoral win. But number two, the President of the United States helps them feel emboldened. We can go back a few years ago when he said, "Stand back and stand by." But what about 2 weeks ago when he pardoned, blanket pardoned 1,500 January 6ers. And by the way, like 5 to 6 of them are either back in jail or dead now. But when you pardon...
A couple of J6ers have already committed murders. They got released out of jail. One of them, at least I know for sure, at least one, has already killed someone and is already back in jail.
People for committing crimes against the government, against police officers, for being incredibly hateful, it gives them the message,
keep in mind,
hey...
What was her name? Ashley Babbitt, right? Remember Ashley Babbitt? the lady who was killed by apparently an illegal immigrant. We'll just say for the sake of argument, undocumented immigrant killed Ashley Babbitt. Probably wasn't even true, but even just for the sake of argument, let's say it was. The logic was, this person shouldn't have even been in the country in the first place to commit the crime. So it is an especially egregious crime than if someone natively born here committed it, because I guess at least someone natively born here was supposed to be here. That is their logic, right? Doesn't hold up to scrutiny, but it's a very common sense, which is Donald Trump's catchphrase. Common sense. It's a very common sense thought process, right? So, Ashley Babbitt died in the Jade 6 attack? No. Who was it that was killed by a illegal immigrant? Was it not Ashley Babbitt? Who was it? The lady that the right like completely stopped talking about the second the election was over? They pretended to care about in order to... Laken Riley, yeah. Yeah, you don't hear that name anymore because the election's over. They didn't care about that person at all. Laken Riley was supposedly killed by an illegal immigrant, right? Wasn't supposed to be in the country in the first place, was the logic they used, right? Why is it that we don't hear anywhere near the same amount of upsettedness over someone that should have been in prison being released by Donald Trump deliberately, specifically, with his own hand, he releases her from prison, and that day an American is killed, and that woman is back in prison? Why was there no freak out over the fact that that woman shouldn't have been out on the streets to commit that murder, and was only out on the streets to commit that murder because of Donald Trump? It's actually literal comedy, divine comedy, that Biden is somehow blamed for that one immigrant killing Laken Riley, as if he personally let that immigrant into the country, and yet Donald Trump personally let that crazy J6er out of prison, and they proceeded to murder someone within days of being released. Nice. Of course, the same energy is nowhere to be seen. This is what I'm talking about when I refer to the frustration with the double standard for the left and the right, you know? Like, it's a blatant double standard.
If you commit a crime for me, then you can get away with it. But let's watch some of these videos. Let's start off with a really funny one. Now, there's obviously a lot of slurs in this video, but it's a black dude sitting in his truck, not a care in the world, while neo-Nazis scream at him. He's just a really chill dude. Watch.
What's up, nigga? Yeah, we see your gun, bitch.
He's got his gun.
You're going to jail, bitch. Fucking nigger. Fucking nigger. You fucking nigger.
They came up and he's got his fucking gun. That goes hard as fuck, dude. That goes hard. Listen, you're allowed to carry at protests, especially in Ohio, dude. You're allowed to open carry at protests, I'm pretty sure, in Ohio. Like, you can just have, like, a AR-15 slung over your back and like, a bandolier of bullets. Like, that's allowed at protests. You're allowed to demonstrate your firearms publicly at protests. Generally. Like, in a lot of red states, it's allowed. Ohio is one of them. Florida is one of them. I'm pretty sure. He was not part of the protest. Also, a lot of red states have open carry, period. He might have just been allowed to open carry, period. But I'm pretty sure, like, he is part of the protest. He's counter-protesting what they're doing. Though, maybe he's not technically part of it because he's on the road. I don't know. Not a legal expert.
You pulling a gun? Hey. Yeah.
There is no way these people are such cowards. At the end, they scream, he has a gun, be careful. Like, he's not the chillest dude ever. And
no, they're yelling at the cop that the black guy pulled a gun because they're trying to get him arrested.
You pulling a gun?
he's got a gun because there's 15 neo-Nazis surrounding him. Watch this one more time. And again, sorry about the slurs.
Listen, at no point is his finger on the trigger or anything. He never points it at them. It's pointed straight up, safely. His fingers in the trigger. They've got their guns. They're all carrying. He's just showing them his gun. He's like, hey guys, look, I've got a gun too. Hey fellas.
I do like the fact that the guy is just jamming out to fight the power. Fight the power.
Fight the power. You're going to jail, bitch.
Not a care in the world at all. This dude is unbothered. And keep in mind, it's ironic because the dudes in these right...
That's a Glock 40, right? Is that a SCCY 9mm? It might be, but I think it's tiny. It looks like it's a Glock. I can't tell because the video is so blurry. But Glock 40s tend to be that tiny. It could be an SCCY. I've shot that before. Let me see. SCCY, 9mm, Glock 40. I've seen a Glock 40 in real life like twice, and they're so little. They're so tiny. They look unwieldy. Or no, not the 40. The like the G40 Mini. They're so little. Yeah, it's definitely. I think it's the SCC, the SCCY. I think you're right. This is I'm pretty sure. Oh my. Well, you know what? Fine. It's just as blurry as the video. Fuck it. I'm pretty sure that you're right. I'm pretty sure Bazooka Horse is right, and that's what he has. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Seems about right. We get a decent look at it here when he puts it up towards the camera.
Not a care in the world at all. This dude is unbothered. And keep in mind, it's ironic because the dudes in these right-wing militias will fight to the death for their right to walk around a quiet neighborhood or walk on an overpass with an automatic or semi-automatic rifle. These dudes are always carrying rifles by their side, but the second a black American wants to have a gun, they freak the hell out, and all of a sudden...
To be fair, I'm gonna be real. Listen, as a guy who is very pro 2A and also very lefty, he definitely is not engaging in the most safe and respectful firearm handling there. And he's definitely possibly falling into maybe a legal trap they're trying to set for him, recording him doing this. But so I wouldn't recommend you do this kind of thing, but the fact that they had to like do the we're the victim, we're scared, police please help us bit is really funny. The master race, people.
And they're running off, and just wait. It gets a lot funnier. Not that this is funny in the because of the neo-Nazis. I'm just saying the end result is hilarious because, again...
Yeah, their goal is for him to get got with a brandishing of a firearm charge. Yeah, you're completely right, Ride the Rails.
All of their flags get snatched. Let's watch this. This is F Around Find Out. A series of events.
He's gonna give us an escort to Freddie's car. Oh, fuck yeah. And he's gonna let the boss.
Look at all the niggers coming, man. We got problems, kid.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned. I was like, you guys are driving the truck, and my little ass is gonna be walking by all the niggers. And they...
You know, I watched the movie, The Black Klansman, which is a movie about the first ever... I think it's based on a true story. I don't know how much of it is 100% to reality. It's based on the first ever black police officer in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and how he ends up kind of investigating undercover the KKK. And there's a lot of scenes with the Nazis and the white supremacists in the movie where they're just so dumb and goofy and just stupid. And there are moments where I think, man, this almost feels like an exaggeration, but then I remember they really are just like that. Watch the movie if you haven't already. It's really good. It's a very intense movie as well. If you like Breaking Bad or like thriller, or not thrillers, just kind of like crime solving or crime thriller, like edge of your seat, like, you know, like, are they gonna find out? Are they, oh shit, you know, it's a mystery too, in a way. So it's like, yeah, I highly recommend it. I don't want to spoil things. Good movie. But the Nazis, the white supremacists in the movie are so over the top, and these guys sound just like them. They act and sound just like them. And it's just so funny how, like, they really are just as dumb and backwards and trashy as anyone would a joke about. Like, it's not even, like, ad hom at this point. It's just an accurate depiction of these types.
They call us cowards, but we're out here.
Just wait. He said, they called us cowards, but we're out here. Just wait a minute. Here you see the fight breaking out. Looks like a CCTV footage. You can tell this little mob of people wearing black. Those are the neo-Nazis. They were all in black outfits. And then the people over here wearing different colors, that's the local black community. End result.
Burning the flag. They must have taken the flag from one of them. Started burning it.
Get the fuck out of here. You goddamn right. We do this shit.
Goddamn right. There are a few more clips I want to play. This one is titled, "A Group of Neo-Nazis Tried to Have a March in Cincinnati, and the foundational Black American community pulled up in droves and ran them off the block. The white supremacists had their flags taken and burned, and the community found their vehicles and smashed them up." We've got a few more clips to play. Here is the CCTV footage in full. Okay, you can see all the dudes wearing black. Again, like I said, all the dudes wearing black, neo-Nazis, neo-Nazi dudes. And then, oh no, there's cops protecting them. I didn't realize that the first time, but you can see the cops protecting them. And then the group of people right here walk up, slowly walk up. You can see the confrontation happening. I'm trying to zoom in a bit for you guys.
It's a public sidewalk.
This is the local community right here. This is the local community.
Can't stop that many people from using the public sidewalk. Oh, there's another cop showing up, though. They're calling for backup.
Oh, here's the actual confrontation happening.
Oh, shit.
And look it.
And you gotta remember, okay? Like, one normal guy can probably 1v2 or 1v3 the average internet Nazi. There's some that are like try hard, like wanna be like fascist super soldiers that like they go to the range like every other day. They're always at the gym. You know, don't get me wrong, those guys are scary. But like the vast majority of them, like the vast majority of them are massive fucking losers. Most of them could not catch up to you, and you could easily wear them out. And the rest of them are very light and very lacking in strength, okay? Like, they're not going to be very intimidating or capable of fighting. They're internet keyboard warriors, and without a keyboard, they cannot war. So, that's why we're going to see them get their shit stomped here.
The neo-Nazi fucks are the one folding. They're the ones folding. They're the ones walking back. They're retreating. They even get back in. Why are they always in U-Hauls?
And you gotta remember, never forget that white supremacy is a victim mentality ideology. It is for people, like, white supremacy is for white people who have the victim mentality, the oppressed mentality. They feel like they are victims. They think they are victims. They act like they are victims. And so people who think like that are fundamentally weak. It is a factor of weak-willed behavior to see yourself as much of a victim as white supremacists do. And when these people necessarily have such a weak character flaw, or I should say such a big character flaw, it means that they are the types of people who fold in an instant when they get pushback in real life like this.
Why are they always crammed in the back of U-Hauls? Watch. They start to run back in the U-Hauls. And the reality is, I know these people put on masks and act tough, but they are all absolute losers.
Yep.
They are the softest losers ever.
They have the victim mindset. That's why they're white supremacists.
The U-Haul driving off.
They left. They all loaded into the U-Haul.
I don't know. It looks like the black community won right there.
Burn that bitch up.
Burn that bitch out, man.
Burn
Let that bitch burn. Let that bitch burn.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about?
I'm out.
Still the ice is off 15 shit. Purple.
Keep in mind, this protest was going viral on social media. So there were a lot of black people who lived nearby that saw that shit and were like, let's go do something about it. And they just drove on over. In some cases, walked on over, because this is a predominantly black area, or adjacent to a predominantly black area. So it was just like, all right, let's go see what these guys are up to. And they just drove them out. Didn't let them do their whole demonstration in their town. That's great. That's great.
Out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Fuck y'all flag! Hitler been dead. Y'all living in the 40s.
Y'all living in the 40s. True.
What's up,
We'll kill all of them.
These are taken from Facebook live streams.
That's the funny. This isn't even like counter protesting. This is just bullying. Like, these are just Nazis that thought they weren't going to get bullied if they did this.
Oh, this is them walking up. This is the moment the confrontation happens.
They got these punk ass Nazis out here, y'all. In the zone.
I'm on my way to DJ, man. I done came. What the fuck wrong with these motherfuckers? They done lost their goddamn mind.
They want to die today.
Fuck these bitch ass motherfuckers.
They want to die today.
Hey, man, y'all get out of
What's
here.
up with it?
Sorry to pause it, but I always make this point on this show that when all of our institutions begin to fail, when Elon Musk starts his hostile takeover and we're worried that the courts won't hold, it comes down to individuals to hold the line. And the thing is, if this neo-Nazi group, what are they called? Hateful? Like, we're hateful? It's like something really dumb. When they're out there and they're able to spread hate and spread their message with zero pushback, it's harmful to the fabric of our society. But when people on an individual or group level go push back, when small groups push back, that is what democracy looks like. In the same way that I always use this example, Jerome Powell is asked basically every week, will you step down when Trump begins to pressure you, the chair of the Fed? And he always says, nope, Trump can't do that. There is no legal mechanism. There is no court that can make me step down. So Jerome Powell, even if you don't like him, he's a good example of holding the line at the individual level. There are a bunch of federal employees right now, a bunch, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of federal employees who decided to dig their heels in and stay rather than taking the buyout because they think that they can hold the line, and they can. It is a great way to preserve.
For those that don't know what he's referencing, Trump is offering all federal, or just a shitload of federal employees, a buyout to leave, even if they like to try to bribe them to drop their position if he can't fire them, because he's trying to remove as many people from government as possible and destroy it. Basically, just destroy the whole federal government.
Preserve our democracy. That being said, let's watch.
Over here. We'll kill all of them.
Except for the parts that allow for deportations and war.
I can't stop it.
Hey, man.
Someone said, I love my hood.
We don't want them at, well, okay.
They can die today. They done came to the wrong hood with that shit.
No, like, hold on. Actually, I think they went to the hood. They went adjacent to the hood and did a Nazi protest. And some people who did not give a fuck and were actually down to, like, go to jail for punching a Nazi in the face showed up. That's what happened. That is what happened, I think. They protested in the wrong fucking neighborhood. Oh no, they picked the wrong spot. Dude.
What's up?
Here's where they actually, the two groups clash.
They posted in the wrong neighborhood. They just slide right on by you, officer.
I can't believe, I mean, I can believe it, but why are the cops trying to push back the local residents? Why are the local residents...
To be fair, they didn't really do much to hold them back. Like, they just stood there and were like, don't, hey, stop, hey, you can't do that, hey. Like, you see the video, the cops didn't do all that much besides say, hey, don't.
being pushed back by the cops, and the neo-Nazis are being protected. We don't actually have to answer that question.
You can't do that. No.
Oh yeah, break through the cops.
Ain't nobody scared of you, motherfucker. It's not working.
I bet they won't bring their ass here no more. This is one of their cars. Where's the drivers? They said California. That's the tags on it.
They're not from here.
So you got the wrong hood for this one.
Ooh, all the tires are deflated. And again, the local cops The local cops were protecting the neo-Nazis and trying to push away the local residents, even though the Nazis were from California. And listen, I'm not one to ever say the cops are pigs. I just don't really talk like that about cops. But I mean, look at this motherfucker. Look at this guy. He makes it too easy.
How you doing? So everybody coming out. They ain't letting them get to the car. How you doing? This is crazy.
Dude, this is just like one of those situations where it's like, I saw the Nazi protest on social media, and I remember thinking, like, God, I hope someone comes and just shuts those people up. Somehow, some way. And it actually happened. That is crazy. They picked the wrong place to do that protest. They picked the wrong fucking place. They got bullied out of there. Like imagine you go there, you're trying to do your protest to promote white supremacy and how you're the master race or whatever, and then a bunch of people show up who are the race you're claiming is inferior to you, and they scare you away and force you to retreat. Meanwhile, you've got the cops backing you up. It's caught on video, and now the story everyone remembers is how this group of Nazis got their shit rocked and kicked out of their little spot where they're trying to host a probably illegal protest. Well, not illegal, but like it wouldn't even be considered like a real protest by the standards of like how you register for that and all that stuff. There is a process for like putting together a proper big protest and whatnot. Yeah. Just a bunch of wiener dogs. They are a bunch of wiener dogs. They are indeed.
This is crazy. They came to the wrong hood for this shit. This is crazy. This is crazy. We got kids that coming from school. This is crazy.
She said we've got kids that are coming from school.
My thing is how the U-Haul with all the clan members.
No one's gonna put up with that in their community.
Well, I called Evendale.
They gonna get on me.
I called Evendale.
And told me. And I was saying, I'm looking hot.
This is crazy. So since
And I was saying,
Someone said they found out today.
I'm looking hot.
this is crazy. So Cincinnati police here.
Yep. Yeah, I'd say it's a 10 on the find out meter, for sure. They were at a 10 with the fucking around, and so naturally, that correlated directly to a pretty high finding out number on the y-axis. The fuck around is the x-axis, the find out is the y-axis, and the fuck around was like, it was a pretty high fuck around number there, like a 10 on the fuck around scale, and they got around like a 10 or like a 9 on the find out like side of it, on the find out axis. Yeah, that's a pretty good story. Like, we may be in a state right now where hate is proliferating at an alarming rate and in alarming numbers. The Nazis feel empowered. They feel like they've never had more opportunity to get out there and with no social or legal consequences spread their hate and even threaten violence against the groups that they despise. But the reality is that people aren't going to stand for it, okay? It's not going to happen. Like, there are a lot of people in this country who are not just going to doom her out and give up as they lose their rights and people try to go out there and claim that they are inferior and try to use this as an opportunity to spread more hate. There are a lot of people that are not going to stand by and let that happen. And this is a really good example of what that looks like. This should be inspiring to you. It certainly inspired me. And on top of that, it's fucking awesome. It's funny as shit. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this segment, if you found it entertaining, educational, or in any way enjoyable whatsoever, then please consider leaving a like and a comment. Every single thumbs up and comment y'all leave below is immensely appreciated and helps a ton. I really do appreciate it, and it really does help the channel a lot. Make sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon as well if you're watching this and you want to see more from me so that YouTube actually turns on notifications and lets you know when I go live or upload new videos. You can also follow my social medias, all linked down below in the description if you haven't already, to see more from me on other platforms, including my fan Discord, which is the main hub of my community and fan base. And finally, if you feel like it, you can afford it, and you want to help me out, then consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or support me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or buy some Xander Hall merch through the Streamlabs link down below in the description. Regardless of how you support me though, thank you so much for watching, as always, and have a good one.